Over the last 3 months, I have been wearing all black. It started with a few pieces and like a piece here and there. I don't know, I just like leaned into it. I think it's awesome. I don't really see myself wearing color almost at all in my wardrobe. So about 3 months ago, my closet looked completely different. It was like crazy colors and patterns. One thing I realized was I have a bunch of stuff, but it wasn't really like a clear vision. Like the vision was like, just get as much color and pattern as possible and just put it together. I wasn't really considering like color combinations, silhouettes, texture, different types of fabric. I didn't read labels on fabric, you know, like the composition labels. I was like, why am I so scratchy in this? Or why is this like hugging my body weird? It didn't make sense. What I was naturally being drawn to ended up being black clothes. I always liked the way I feel in black clothes. And it reminded me of when I was a kid, actually. This like kind of innocent feeling that I had wanting to wear black and wanting to wear drapey and large oversized stuff when I was a kid. Maybe like middle school or the end of elementary school when I started to like kind of care about fashion, but not really. I just wanted to feel cool and look cool and feel myself, I guess. I don't know. Who knows what we want when we're that young, right? Anyway, I wanted only black stuff basically. And my mom was like, no, you can't do that. You gotta wear more color. For the next like 30 years of my life, basically, I wore lots of color, lots of pattern. And that felt like me. And I do think there are parts of me that felt, you know, connected to that kind of palette, that color palette and pattern. I started buying more designer stuff about a year ago when I went to a friend's wedding and I realized all my clothes were like COVID, like normal, not very interesting clothes, and they fit me weird and I didn't like the colors or whatever. So I wanted to do something like pretty different. So I decided to wear like a really drapey, almost all black look, most of which was just like really cheap stuff bought on Amazon, nothing designer or anything, to do something kind of elegant, something a little not like gender specific either because I'm non-binary, but maybe something more androgynous and I don't know, chameleon-like. It looked cool. I thought like the most expensive thing on the outfit was a Ted Baker shirt. It's actually here now. Yeah, this is it. But I wore this shirt. This was a lavender, like a light lavender pink shirt, which I dyed black like about a month ago. But I wore this shirt to the wedding, and this was one of the first like kind of expensive-ish pieces that I bought, and it was like $160, I think. And I was like, ooh, I'm getting fancy. They're getting fancy now. It kind of felt like a turning point for me in terms of fashion and also like how I perceive myself, what felt like the authentic way I wanted to dress that expressed who I am, how I feel about myself and the world, maybe the energy I want to project out. I don't know. After that wedding, I got very obsessed with finding better clothes and getting rid of all my old stuff and finding better like basic clothes as well as some standout pieces. So I started looking online. I started looking in some stores like boutiques and stuff like that, familiarizing myself with maybe some designers that I was drawn to that I had admired for a while. So I started to get these pieces. I started to get these like really colorful pieces, most of which were secondhand because I'm also a cheapskate. And I wanted designer stuff for whatever reason. Like I've never really given myself that before. I always bought like kind of cheap stuff. I wanted something maybe more elevated in terms of style, color, aesthetic, fabric choices, stuff like that. And I also didn't want to do it without thinking about sustainability in mind. Also, I didn't want to like clutter up, you know, my entire closet and just buy way too many things that I would never wear. So I just started to naturally become more attuned to what my needs were with my wardrobe. Like minimalist-ish was also key. Timeless was also something I was considering, like stuff that I could see myself wearing years into the future, not just like, oh my God, this is crazy, I gotta buy it now, and then wear it once and then it just like collects dust. I'd already liked the drapey look from that wedding, and that naturally led me to stuff like Y3 from Yohji Yamamoto and Adidas, and then straight up Yohji Yamamoto. So I was buying some designer stuff, all secondhand from places like The Real Real. When I was traveling around Europe around the time of that wedding, I stopped at a few small boutiques and I bought my first Y3 pieces, one of which is this pair of Y3 shorts from, I believe, spring, summer, probably 2022. And I bought this from the Henrik vibskov store in Copenhagen. And this pair of shorts, I love it. Like, I have worn the crap out of these things and they're just beautiful. But I just love the way these things draped. I mean, you can kind of tell that they're huge. I have worn these like crazy, even in the summer in Texas. Like these have been such an amazing pair of shorts that I would wear these in the winter, honestly, too. Like I'd probably layer these with something. They're wide, they're drapey, they're very like Yohji Yamamoto, but with the kind of technical fabrics that Y3 is known for. And then I got this shirt, which is a Y3 like long shirt. I don't know exactly. It's kind of like a really light jacket. It's like mostly polyester and a little bit of elastane, I believe. So it's like kind of stretchy, and it has a really beautiful texture, a zipper closure, very minimalistic and kind of oversized long. Like this is a medium. I usually wear like an XL or a large in tops, and this is a medium, and this thing is like oversized on me. It's lightweight, but it's also a little bit weighty where it drapes beautifully, a la Yohji Yamamoto. And this and those shorts were like the first forays into my all black wardrobe. Since then, I have acquired, as you can see, a bunch more pieces that I will definitely go into more in some upcoming videos. I have filled my closet basically with some of my favorite designers, most of which are Japanese or Asian designers. I think half of my closet is Yohji Yamamoto / Y3 stuff. This hoodie is Y3 that I'm wearing right now. This beanie is a Rick Owens beanie that I just picked up from the Essence sale. There's some Issey Miyake pieces here, huge Issey fan. Some vintage stuff that I actually ended up dyeing black. Like this pair of jeans, for example, 20 bucks, I think. And then I cut and sewed it back together, kind of Frankensteined it and then dyed it black. And I actually ended up moving all of my color clothes for the most part, except for some like black and white pieces or some white off-white pieces, and also like a few pairs of shoes as well that do have some color in it. But for the most part, as you can see, almost everything behind me in my closet is purely black. I love it. There's not a whole lot of logos going on here. There's a lot of minimalism going on here. I tend to be drawn towards stuff without huge graphics, which is crazy for me to say because I used to, I even designed my own shirts that had gigantic graphics on it. But I feel like this is maybe like a next chapter maybe of, my fashion and my life. I'm loving it. I think wearing all black makes me feel really good. It makes me feel more like myself. I like the way it looks with my skin tone. Weirdly, I don't know why, but it makes me feel more confident when I go out and about wearing all black versus wearing a, hypercolor outfit or something like that. I also felt confident wearing that stuff too, but something about all black feels more mysterious to me. It feels like I can kind of maybe lurk in the shadows a little bit, but not in a creepy way, but more just like, I don't want attention drawn to me. I just want that kind of like blank slate personality. I like that it's a little more, challenging also too, because you don't see a lot of people wearing all black, and it feels kind of like being defiant politely and respectfully in a world that doesn't, often work in the way that is pleasing all the time. That's my polite way of saying the world is a very dark place. Wearing all black kind of represents that feeling of like just feeling like an outsider, feeling like an outcast. I never really have felt like I fit in to a lot of things or, communities even. Wearing all black just feels like a symbol of that and a way of recognizing that. I also just think it looks cool. I think it feels cool. In a weird way, it feels more like me than a lot of the colorful clothes that I've been wearing my entire life. I actually feel a little emotional talking about it now. It's weird. I kind of feel like I'm finally living in the clothes that make me feel good, that bring me some joy and make me feel that like utopia in my brain. So let's continue the experiment. Subscribe to my channel for more videos coming up about this experience, about this whole process. I'm definitely gonna go more in depth into like the specific pieces that I'm drawn to and what I've been wearing out in this kind of capsule wardrobe that I've been accidentally making. If you watch the entire video, leave a black heart emoji in the comments down below. Hope you liked the video. I'll see you in the next one.